In Jamaica House Weekly, Prime Minister commits to accountability and transparency and calls on Jamaicans to rid the country of all forms of violence. These and other news stories with me, Anthony Morgan. At the top of last week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reassured civil society and private sector groups of government's commitment to anti-corruption and accountability. Tuesday's meeting was held in response to a letter from the group which raised the concerns on a range of governance matters. Prime Minister Holness also reaffirmed his dedication to rebuilding public trust in his administration. He said independent investigations were ongoing and sanctions had been applied to breaches that had been uncovered. The Prime Minister reminded stakeholders that governance training for public sector leaders, including cabinet ministers and board members, was in train.
In this instance, the public can say that there has been this process of investigation, discovery, and as we have been satisfied, we have gone to Parliament, we have reported, and we have acted.
On Wednesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness used his Emancipation Day message to urge Jamaicans to stand united in ridding the nation of violence in all forms.
Today, let us commit to emancipate our communities from the criminal gangs and dons that take away the freedom of our people and have them cowering under their beds in fear. Free yourself of the notion that the violent criminal gangs cannot be brought to an end. Resist them by using the trustworthy channels to provide information to the authorities.
As Minister responsible for the energy portfolio, Prime Minister Andrew Holness addressed several issues in the sector on Thursday. Among the actions, he summoned all boards associated with the energy portfolio to a meeting at his office. The boards summoned include the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, National Energy Solutions Limited, Wigton Wind Farm, and Government Electrical Regulator. All boards that fall under the science and technology portfolios were also invited to a meeting with the Prime Minister in the wake of Dr. Andrew Wheatley submitting his resignation. The boards are required to report on their activities and processes, as well as receive policy direction on the way forward. And with an increase in last week's fuel prices, the Office of the Prime Minister released a statement from the Petrojam management assuring the country that the $2.60 hike was unrelated to current matters on the island. In the statement, Petrojam said local prices were based on movement in the international market and adjusted weekly. The state oil refinery also asserted that the increase could be attributed to international political issues and the annual high-peak summer travel season across the world. On Thursday, Prime Minister Holness joined Governor General Sir Patrick Allen for his annual Independence reception. In line with his call for preserving and protecting the environment, Mr. Holness said he would be announcing the way forward regarding the use of plastics and styrofoam.
It cannot be that we use our independence, our freedom as it were, to litter our environment and to light our dump on fire. It cannot be.
A detailed examination into the operations of Duns River Falls has been ordered. That news came Friday in a release from the Office of the Prime Minister. It said the review was ordered by the Board of the Urban Development Corporation with the support of the Board of the St. Anne Development Company, SADCO, operators of the attraction. The audit would include a look at the governance and control environment as well as any potential weaknesses. Prime Minister Andrew Holness lent his support to the 66th staging of the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Clarendon on Monday.
Every time I come here at Denby, I see the nicest sample products being packaged and demonstrated. You know, cassava flour and this ackee wine and all kinds of exotic things. But they are just samples. What I want now is for the Ministry of Industry and Commerce to take those samples and turn them into widely available commodities that are on the shelves of not just Jamaica and Cayman, but the entire region and the world, because that is how we add value and grow our economy.
The Prime Minister called on stakeholders to apply technology to increase agricultural production. He also urged the Jamaica Agricultural Society to encourage more young people to enter the field.
The challenge for the next 50 years is to use our political independence and social freedoms to achieve economic independence and prosperity.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness's charge as the nation celebrated its 56th anniversary of independence. He committed his administration to ensuring that economic independence is achieved through a myriad of activities. Among them, increasing public sector efficiency, implementing mechanisms to eliminate corruption, improving environmental protection, and supporting stronger family units. By Monday evening, Prime Minister Andrew Holness was at the National Stadium to officially ring in the nation's 56th anniversary of independence. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.